Inner West Pide review. That's right, we're not just reviewing pizzas, we're reviewing Pide as well, Turkish version of pizza, and I'm going to be reviewing both today. Alright, so I think this was $38, but I'm not actually sure what I was charged on my card because, you know, when someone charges you by card over a tall counter, you can't exactly see the price. But while that is more than I've spent on the last few occasions, that's because I was getting not necessarily the cheapest option. I think the cheapest pizzas were 18, but the cheapest pitas I think maybe were much less than 20, and I got a $20 one because I wanted to try the mushroom flavor. Now, I guess I'm gonna have to change around my rules for the pita reviews because obviously I can't get a margarita plus one other pizza I like. I'm gonna get a pita I like plus a pizza I like. Basically, that's what's gonna happen for the pita review, and then other than that all the rules will be the same. I'm just going to treat the pita and the pizza the same way as each other, if that makes sense. I don't know if it does. Alright guys, I'm going to start with the pizza because I'm almost certain that the pita will be better than the pizza, given that I went to Petersham Kebabs. But take a look, this was small. This was a small pizza for $18. This does not look like it's worth $18, I'm gonna be honest. So yeah, not looking good for the value section at least. This, I should have filmed it, but in the future I will. This whole chunk just slid off the pizza as soon as I picked it. Like, what is this? What is going on? Oh my god. Well, at least nothing slid off this time, I guess. Alright, yeah, let's get this out of the way. Not a great pizza. Very much the sort of pizza that you would make yourself at home. It's not the sort of pizza that you would expect to buy and then be charged $18 for. I think flavor, I mean, it's got good ingredients, but they weren't, I don't know, they weren't put together well. I can't give it below a 5, but yeah, I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10 for flavor. Texture, see, it's tough because the actual base of the pizza wasn't that bad. It was undercooked. There were floury bits at the edges, and the chunks of, yeah, if you factor in the chunks of tomato and that, it's probably less than a 5. It's probably a 4. So I'm gonna give it a 4 for texture, and then value, $18. It was $18 for that. I do hesitate to give it a 1 out of 5 for value because, like, on the one hand, you never know what I could encounter in the future. I could encounter a pizza that's worse value than that. But on the other hand, it's a scale out of 5, and that was not good value. So I'm going to give it a 2. I'm going to be generous and give it a 2. So the pizza's total score out of 25 then is 11. Yeah, 11 out of 25. I think that's reasonable, actually. Alright, but still piping hot, the main attraction, the mushroom pita. I'm excited about this. It looks good. Looks like it's much more worth buying Now you might think, if you're not familiar with this kind of food, it doesn't look like a pizza. No, it doesn't look like a pizza. It doesn't taste like a pizza, but it's, you know, it's cheese and bread. It's folded, but it's similar kind of ingredients, I guess. Yeah, no, that's as you would expect. That is so much better than the pizza. I think that was really good. I think that was a really good mushroom pita. I'm still thinking about how to rank it, so I'm still rating it out of 25, but it's hard to kind of calibrate it with the pizza scores. So, flavor, yeah, the mushroom was good, the onion was good, cheese, cooked well enough. Flavor. I'm going to give it an 8. I'm going to give it an 8 for flavor. Maybe the only complaint is that the onions were, you know, a bit like McDonald's onions, a bit, you know, chunks of raw onion in there. That's a bit weird. But other than that, the flavor was really good. Texture, not too crispy. I don't like it when pitas are too crispy because then they're hard to eat. This is pretty good texture. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna be generous. I'm gonna say 8 for flavor, 8 for texture, and value. Then toss up between a 3 and a 4. I think it's a pretty average price. So, No, you know what? I'm going to give it a 4. I'm going to give that particular pita a 4 out of 5 for value, which brings the total score to 20 out of 25. That is pretty good. Even so, that brings the total score for Petersham Kebab to 31 out of 50. That's our first kebab place.